operating radios was not what Marcinko wanted to do, so he applied to the Navy's underwater demolition team training in 1961. After graduating, he served as UDT until he was selected for officer commissioning in 1965. On a side note here, the SEALs were formed in 1962, so Richard Marcinko was initially part of a naval unit known as the Underwater Demolition Team, or UDT for short. Every man from UDT was pulled to form the first SEAL teams, SEAL Team 1 and 2. Marcinko was selected by the Chief of Naval Operations to start a special unit to conduct counterterrorism and hostage rescue missions. Marcinko would name this unit SEAL Team 6. It is also known as Dev Group.
At one point, I think they thought they heard something, or I don't know, this group of men who's risked their life for me already asks me to lie down on the ground because they're concerned that there might be someone out there, and then they make a circle around me, and then they lie down on top of me to protect me. And we lay like that until the helicopters come in.
When all of those SEALs laid down on top of you, you were the most important thing in the world to them.
It's really hard to comprehend.
They were going to take a bullet for you.
Mm-hmm. And they're so kind, and they're so gentle, and they are trying to assist me to get to the helicopter. But I think I've been out here for months. I can run to this helicopter myself, and so I just break away, and I just take off running through the scrub, through the bush, and I throw myself onto that helicopter and push myself up against the wall. And I don't start breathing until we actually lift up off the ground. And they hand me an American flag that's folded.
What did you think of that?
I just started to cry. At that point in time, I have never in my life been so proud and so very happy to be an American.
Again, SEAL Team 6, or Dev Group, was founded by Richard Marcinko.
Before being given command of Red Cell, Marcinko had led an elite team of SEALs, Navy, Sea, Air, and Land Commandos, whose mission was to hunt down enemy terrorists all over the world, and that experience taught him how to be a terrorist. Marcinko took us up the Thames River in Connecticut to show how easy it had been for Red Cell to penetrate this high-security submarine base 6 years ago.
He had swimmers got out of the water, got on the pier, and so our two guys coming down the pier took out the guard at the foot of the pier.
Took him out. What do you mean, took him out?
Walked up to him, says, you're my man? You're my man, had a gun in his back, and we're able to go down through the hatch and planted face charges and took pictures of the bow plane to demonstrate we were there. Came back out, got back in the water, and went away. Where this first submarine is right here, that is the same berth or pier that we took out, that actually got on board.
This one right here?
Yeah.
What Marcinko and his Red Cell team of Navy SEALs proved was that real terrorists could capture a U.S. nuclear submarine, take it out to sea, and fire its missiles back at the U.S. And proving that did not endear him to the high brass of the U.S. Navy. Nor did proving that Air Force One, the President's plane, was vulnerable to sabotage. You might think there is nothing more sensitive, nothing more secure than the President's plane. Not to Red Cell, not while Ronald Reagan was President.
We actually took command of Air Force One, or no? No. The rules of engagement will not allow us to play with that. What we were able to do was to steal a military vehicle and pallet load of 500-pound bombs. And the day that Air Force One was to leave, we took it and parked it next to the access ramp where Air Force One was. The footprint of the shockwave would have taken out Air Force One.
What Marcinko is saying is that they could have blown up the plane of the President of the United States.
As embarrassing as Red Cell actions were to military personnel, it served a great purpose at revealing naval base vulnerabilities. Many of the unclassified infiltrations performed by Marcinko during Red Cell are covered in his book, Rogue Warrior. Upon driving up to his property, the welcome sign reads, "Trespassers will be shot. Survivors, shot again." Who would have thought a high school dropout, rejected by the Marine Corps, would go on to found the most elite SEAL team in the world?